Hi, welcome to this video, and this is part 3 of my Hallicrafters SX25 restoration. And today or in this latest bit of restoration, I replaced the rubber grommets and made new dials. And made a new S meter. I don't know what you call it. It's like the S meter where you can read it. So yeah, the dial for the S meter and the dial for the two tuning sections. So yeah, that's what this is about, this video. So I got my SX25 on eBay. They're the Grommets, rubber grommets. I got a variety pack of grommets, rubber grommets from eBay, and come in all different sizes there. So the rubber grommets that are around the tuning section of my old SX25, which is from 1941, the rubber grommets were basically, some of them were like crusty hard, and some of them were just like sort of yellow hard rubber. So I removed them all and put these new grommets in, and did a little bit of cleaning as well. So from the pictures I'm going to show you, you can see the place where the grommets go. You don't have to take the whole tuning section out to replace the grommets. You can see there's a plate in the middle there. You can hardly see it, but between the tuning and that front plate, there's like two nuts, and you can see the black grommets. I don't know if you can see them there, but they're on that the left side of the tuning there. You can see there's two nuts and bolts, and there's grommets. There's new grommets that I put in there, two of them, and then below those there's another 3 or 4 that are hard to reach. They're underneath the tuning. So that's where I put the new grommets in. And they're a little bit hard to get it in there. So I did a little bit of drilling on the lower ones. Like there's a metal plate, I think, and I drilled it out a little bit larger. So the grommets fit on the metal plate. So it's like a rectangular plate with 2 holes in it, or 4 holes in it, or whatever. So there's the entire tuning section, and on either end there's you can see those metal plates, and they're bolted on, and that's where the grommets go, 2 on each side. And then underneath each of those ones, which you can't see, is 3 more and 4 more. So there's altogether, I think, maybe 11 grommets. So they're all replaced. And it's not a big deal. I mean, some of the grommets didn't go that easily in, and I guess they're sort of to help with the vibration, maybe, or something. But all of the sections of the tuning thing are grounded to that big metal plate underneath it, so they're all metal touching. So it's not hugely critical. Like if the grommets are not like electrical, it doesn't matter. They're not electrical. So here's I'm starting to do the, you can see the old dials on the right. They're kind of yellow. And then I printed out new dials and stuff. I'll tell you the whole process is that I have a Epson scanner V300 photo, and I took the old dials off, and you have to drill out the old dials because they have shafts on them, so you have to drill the shaft off. And so you can see the 2 little metal washers are actually the top of the shaft plate, like the shaft that goes on top of the dials. So that whole thing has to be drilled out. There's no really other way to remove it. They're kind of stamped on there, so you kind of have to take a drill and sort of bore the top of the shaft, and then it just the plates will break off, like you can see there. So that's some of the material that I used. 3M77 is a adhesive spray, and underneath there, I don't know if you can see, but that's a big sheet of very thin plastic. It's probably like less than 1 millimeter thick plastic, and it's clear, and it has protective peel and stick on both sides, so that's why it looks a little bit slightly opaque, but it peels off and it's perfectly clear. So I got that. It was kind of pricey. It was like $15 Canadian, but I was, I guess, in the art store, and I bought that matte spray. See that Krylon matte spray? And when you print out your dials on your printer, then you spray them with the Krylon matte spray, and it's UV resistant, and it also, your print won't get smudged, and your dials won't get smudged, and they'll stay clean, and they'll stay nice and white. So that's what I used, and I cut the plastic sheets. So I laminated the paper dials. There's the dials inside, and they're I used 2-part epoxy to mount the dials onto the old shafts. You can see they're glued onto the shafts there. So it was quite a big job, and it took me about a week. The longest part about it was getting the printer to print correctly. So anyways, so yeah, so basically I did the final print on Canon matte photo paper, and I used 300 DPI. I think it was 300 DPI file created in Inkscape. This is the hard part, is that I had to like recreate the dials in a software graphics program called Inkscape. So I scanned the original dials and the original S meter on the Epson scanner. It has to be scanned absolutely flat. There's no use taking like a digital camera picture of the dials, because it has to be absolutely perfectly flat to scan. And size wise, you have to do it in a scanner so that the reproduction when you print it is exactly to the scale size of the original dials. So I used my scanner, which I have never basically used. I've had it for like over 5 years probably, and I've never even used it, probably over 10 years. And it did the trick, so it still works. So it's Epson V300 photo scanner. You can probably get them for like $20 now because they're so old. But anyways, there's the S meter back in, and I had to put that washer on because the tiny little screw was not holding everything together, so I had to throw that little washer on there. That's why that's there. So there's the final dial, and yeah, it's on Canon photo paper. So the whole dial was redone in Inkscape. I redrew, and it's really hard because you have to zoom in to the old dial on your screen of your computer, and then you have to redraw in the entire dial, including, so that you have to draw in the circles, add color, add all the numbers, and you have to kind of blow it up on your screen, draw everything in, double check everything, and then you can you're basically tracing over the old dial, and then you have your new image, and then you can print it out. So I did that for 2 dials and the S meter. So it was quite a bit of work. I spread it over like 3 days. So I did 1 dial a day. The S meter I did, and one of the dials I think I did in 1 day. So, and then I added sort of colors. You can see I added blue to that little sort of, I did this one, I kind of went crazy with the colors on this one. So it's all kind of in a blue, and then there's a bit of black on it. The circles are black. I think it's in blue, and you can see the green. There's a little bit of green there. So yeah, I kind of went crazy on this one with the colors a little bit more. The other one is more, true to the way the original ones. I had tried to get the font exactly as well. And the settings on my printer, I use like photo settings for matte on like, I don't know what they call it, but it's like photo quality deluxe matte. You can choose it from the drop down menu on your printer, but man, I tried for a long time to get the settings, and you have to sort of calibrate your printer. I have a really ancient Epson printer. It's an Artisan 700 or something like that. And it's probably over 5 years old. So it finally did the trick. You know, I cleaned the heads, aligned the heads, all that kind of stuff, all the, you know, stuff to fix the heads on your printer because it just sits, it's been sitting for a little while. And I finally nailed it. What you want to do is you want to print on regular paper. So when you don't want to use your good photo paper, like, because it's expensive, the photo matte paper. So you don't want to use that just for testing. So I did a lot of prints just on regular cheapo paper. And I'd use both sides because I didn't want to waste it. Just to get everything, to double check everything, to make everything was printing properly. And then, yeah, I used Inkscape and created the document on Inkscape. And then, yeah, here I kind of went crazy with the S meter too. So as you can see, I did it all in like I think it was kind of a blue. And it was really hard to do that Hallicrafters logo, the Hallicrafters ink. That was pretty tricky because you had to do the two sides in italic, and then you kind of had to, it has on the T and the H and the LL and the F, you have to raise those letters so it imitates like the original logo. So that was really tricky to get that. And then, so yeah, there's the S meter. And there's a couple of tricky things in graphics if you're new, if you haven't done a lot of graphics, like getting the DB over S8 writing there to sort of curve a little bit. It just curves a very tiny amount, so that's kind of tricky to do that. So there was some little tricks that you really have to know a program like Inkscape to get it to work properly. So there's the dials. Oh yeah, here's sort of a video demonstration of the dials. So you can see I'm spinning them around, and you can see the colors, the red and the green. And I just have them lighted up with a string of LED lights. So that's not the final lighting. That's sort of just an interim lighting just to show you it. So there's the main dial. You can see, and I used kind of a cream color to see in the separation section, like, you know, in the break, you can see it's sort of a cream. So yeah, those are the two dials, all done. So thanks for watching.